Alright, this is my project to install a server in a virtual machine in VirtualBox. I'm going to be using Windows Server 2008 because my computer specs won't support all of these programs running at one time. If you want to see how I downloaded the ISO file, I just went into DreamSpark and you just click on the download and it takes you to here where it has you download a download manager, and the download manager automatically unzips the file for you. Alright, the first thing we gotta do is open up VirtualBox and create a new machine. I'm just gonna name this WinServe 2008. And we're running the 32-bit version of Windows Server. I'm just gonna give it the recommended system specs. And before we go in, there's a couple things we want to do. We want to attach one of our network adapters to the internal network, which is CTS289net. And we also want to load the Windows Server 2008 ISO file into the optical drive. Alright, and now that we've done those two things, we can go ahead and start up Windows Server 2008. Alright, and now it's already got the English and the United States default settings in there, so we can go ahead and install now. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pick the standard without Hyper-V full installation. I'm just going to accept the license agreement, and we're going to do a custom install. And this is going to take a while, so we can go ahead and skip. Alright, now that it's finished copying all the files and everything, it's going to restart. Alright, since we're logging in for the first time, we need to create a password for the administrator account. We are loaded into the desktop of the Windows Server 2008. Since we're going to be working with the pfSense router, I'm going to go ahead and start that to make sure that it's running smoothly. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and change the computer name. And we're going to have to restart. Alright, now that everything is shut down, I can go into the settings and remove the ISO file from the optical drive. And I'm going to start it back up. Alright, we're back in Windows Server 2008, and as you can see from the initial configuration tasks window, our computer name is now WinServe 2008. Alright, since we are already connected to the internet, I'm just going to use the same IP information that this computer already has from the DHCP server, except for the default gateway, which I'm going to get from the pfSense router. And for our local area network for the pfSense, it's 192.168.1.1, which I believe was already the original one anyway. So we're just going to go ahead and use that for the default gateway. For the IP address, our IP address is 192.168.1.102. Our subnet mask is going to be 255. It's already in there. Our default gateway is already 192.168.1.1, which is already the same address as the pfSense router. And the DNS server is also 192.168.1.1. Alright, and we are still connected to the internet, but just to make sure, I'm going to browse the internet. Alright, now it has taken us to Google. I'll just look up Windows Server 2008. And it takes us here. So I can browse the internet. Alright, and just as a confirmation for the static IP that I set up, I'm just going to look at it again. And as we can see, it's still 192.168.1.1 or 1.102. The 255.255.255.0 subnet mask, our default gateway of 1.1, and our DNS server of 1.1.